I always like to think about what's the future is going to look like, right? And what's the future is going to look like for entrepreneurs is going to be very, very interesting for startups, especially. Technology is making much easier to start and implement and operate a business, but the streamline from starting, making a business profitable, growing the business is going to get much easier also. And I think the future is really going to be huge with programs, accelerator programs that are going to graduate into venture builder. And I predict that the future of accelerator program is not going to be what it is today. Obviously, today is still simplified. They do a lot of coaching within those accelerator program. They're trying to prepare those entrepreneurs. They're trying to help them in some of those gaps that the entrepreneur have. But it's going to be different because the job of an entrepreneur is to make sure that their solution, products or services, keep up with the tech and the marketplace, keep growing the company, keep changing and pivoting the vision to become as big as they can be. And I'm talking about, startups that has the potential to be big business, as they call it, billionaire, unicorn or more. But there's a lot of small challenges that entrepreneur goes through that they're not going to have to go through. You know, legal aspect, accounting aspect is no longer going to be done internally from entrepreneur. Accelerator program will put in place structure that's going to take on um, some of those tasks away from the company, right? So they don't have to worry about those things. And I'm talking about early stage. As you grow, you can hire, but even that, the market is segmented and specialized in pretty much every sector. Product development, especially software, is going to get easier and easier and easier. There's going to be companies now that can develop your product with a very simple coding in a much faster way. So you no longer have to deal with CTOs and finding a strong technical person and all those things. That's going to also change, right? The team of the future and the companies of the future, the startup of the future, and the venture builder of the future will minimize what the startups has to deal with, where they can just focus on the business itself, finding customers, growing the company. And the team will be mostly focused on senior management and senior aspect, and everything else would be pretty much, you can call it outsourced. I don't think the employee of the future will want to do a 9 to 5, get a salary, and all those things. So it's going to be a very highly segment but modular system. That's going to be very interesting to deal, to see happening. And the companies of tomorrow, even billion-dollar company, and you see some of them now, will not have the massive team that you see today. The word employee was no longer going to be their focus, but they're going to contract so many sub companies or smaller companies that's going to help them in social media marketing, B2B businesses, product development, so on and so forth, manufacturing. There's going to be a lot of small manufacturing company designing and all those things. Everything is going to be, micro, if you can call it, smaller, much more efficient, focusing on one or two things, right? And the goal will be to bring all those modular aspects. But the venture builder or the future of accelerator program will actually be the one putting those modular for you if you find the right one. So the challenge now is it's going to be a little bit like what's happening today, is that the some of the startups that are not able to join those venture builders or future accelerator programs, they will not be able to enjoy those type of services, and they'll have to be a way to democratize access to all these tools, and that's another topic. I mean, that's just the reality. Not everybody will participate. It's a little bit like Y Combinator's today. If you look at the success rate of Y Combinators, there's a reason, there's a machine behind that. And that machine is going to become more and more and more efficient, right? And it's going to take on more and more of tasks that are just basic tasks that entrepreneurs should not be dealing with. I see entrepreneurs today spending so much time on, we talk a lot of time on, entrepreneurs spending so much time on fundraising, which is true, but that's just not the only challenge. Finding talents, talents coming and going, there's no loyalty on talents. That's just the reality. There's nothing bad or good. Finding the proper law firm that are good but affordable, if they don't have the money. Finding the right accountant. That's so important. People don't understand that. If your structure is weak from the beginning, you're going to have a huge problem in the future, right? So you have to put together a structure that is solid, because anytime you do something weak or that has potential to crack, to fix it will cost even more money than do it right the first time. That's just the reality of things. Product development, finding the right talent to develop products, especially in the technology space. Yes, there's so many developers out there, but not all developers, like any skill sets, are all rated the same. And we're not gonna have that the demand is gonna keep increasing, but the supply will double, will be enough in the next 10, 15, 20 years. So there's not gonna be this huge fight like it is today of finding technical talent. So that's my take on that. I'm definitely, when I started entrepreneurship, you just on your own basically. An accelerator program came. They help on some. Not all accelerator programs are the same. That's just like anything else. Not all universities are the same. But there's huge room for improvement for accelerator programs, right? Not just bringing funding, not just bringing coaching, but taking on some of the tasks that startups should not be dealing with, period. The most efficient startup of the future will be focusing on growth. That's it. What is the vision of the company and how I'm going to implement the strategy to execute that vision. That's going to be their job. Now, there's going to have a management team, like I said earlier, to manage the different modular components of their business. But that's it. There's not going to be 1,000 to 100,000 employees anymore, especially with technology that's bringing efficiency to everything. So it's going to be really, really exciting. For those who are not going to be able to participate in this venture building, well, they'll have to hustle like what we did, So it's just not going to be restricted. I don't believe if you don't go through an accelerator program, let's say, you cannot be successful. That's not true. Success, there's no roadmap. Nobody can guarantee the roadmap of success. Even if you go through accelerator program, even if you go to YC Combinator, I'm sure they have failures, and they do actually. You hear companies that have been, they realize the technology is whatever, and then they close down. So it happens, but the rate, to lower that rate of failure is going to be the next big battle. If we can minimize the failure rate tremendously, that's going to be massive to have a new generation of startups to come on board to solve the next generation problems. Take care. Let me know what you think about this vlog. I love to see comments below and what people think the future will look like, and what needs to be done today to get to that place. Because at the end of the day, it's always my battle. We need to find a place for local African entrepreneurs to compete with the rest of the world. That's what's happening today. It's a competition. The world is global. We already know that. Africa is becoming the new El Dorado. So how do we position ourselves to be competitive? That's the game. Because right now, today, we're just not competitive yet for multiple reasons. All right, take care, man. Till next time.